Hey, 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 hey.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Out of Pocket podcast. I guess you're not welcome back to, because this is the first episode.
Welcome to.
There's
no back yet.
There you go. Welcome to. Our setup for the camera is really lame right now, I'm not gonna lie. It's my phone and it's setting on a mug, but that's okay.
That's
fine. So we thought today, we asked a bunch of people in our lives, our friends and family, if they would ask us 3 serious or silly questions so that we can answer, so that you guys get to know us and we can kind of talk about like what the purpose of the podcast is. So Lauren, why are we doing this podcast?
Well, you see, we wanted a thing because basically all of our friends are musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Well, quite literally, all of our friends are musicians.
Yeah.
So they have their Christmas thingies they go on. Easter's a big time. They have their things. We didn't.
We don't. But
now we do.
See, we are both student ministry majors. So we like talking. And we like fun. We like goofing off and having fun. So what better thing to do than do a YouTube/podcast? We plan on doing 1 podcast episode a week, like every other week, and then doing
silly goofy
videos that aren't like posted on the podcast, but posted on YouTube for everyone's enjoyment. /Instagram, yeah. Yeah. But we didn't introduce ourselves. Did we say that we're Kayla and Lauren? I don't think we did.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Kayla. Dang. Whoa. I kind of just assumed you guys knew who we were.
They probably do.
Everybody that's going to be watching this will just be like...
At least this one.
My mom and my boyfriend and our friends.
My sister would probably watch it.
Also, I don't sound like this normally.
No, she's a little sickly right now.
Yeah. But I was still going to post this. We don't surrender. We keep going.
We don't back down.
Wait,
what's that? What's the rock song?
We don't back down.
That was
not right now.
No, the rock song. It's like rap song.
I'm thinking of the song "We Don't Back Down" from. Oh,
Hamden.
My boyfriend is trying to call me right now. One moment.
Uno momento.
I'm answering it all. Hey. Yeah, we're filming right now.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Hola.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, I love you.
Love you.
That was funny.
It would be funny.
I'm thinking the "We Don't Back Down." Is it from Camp Rock?
We don't. Yeah, that's from Camp Rock. But I'm thinking of the rocks.
Like, not right rap song. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, so today we're literally just answering silly, goofy questions. We have read through them, and I apologize for some of the really silly ones, but yeah. I guess
it's about drive. It's about power. We say
we devour. We devour. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Put in the work. Put in the hours.
Take what's ours.
I guess I forgot to talk about. This is also like, while it's a silly, goofy podcast and videos, we also want to talk about like our faith and where we're at, and like we want to share testimonies on maybe on an episode, and maybe have some of our friends come in and talk about their stories of faith and journeys. But we just wanted to like make a balance of like silly, goofy, and like
serious, mature.
Yeah.
Synonyms.
Mm-hmm.
Antonyms.
They're synonyms.
Synonyms. And what's the sea creature? An anemone. An anemone. An anemone. You know what? Just go on with the questions.
Just go on with the questions. Now we're gonna do the questions. So this is for both of us, I think. essentially. So Kenna, my little sister, asked, why did you decide to follow Jesus? And yes, I know you both grew up in church.
Oh.
But why did we decide to follow Jesus?
Well, my thing was more of I grew up in church.
Yeah,
So,
just as she said.
I guess as you get older, you develop your own relationship.
Yeah, it
With
became
Jesus
like
and your religion type thing.
less about like
I have to, and more
about like I want to, like I want this relationship.
Because you want stability.
I
I think
wouldn't
mine was more
say
about stability.
mine was more of like when I was really alone because I was like a basic training in AIT, didn't have my phone, couldn't talk to anybody, and it kind of just became like, but I wasn't alone because he was with me the whole time, and I think I decided to follow Jesus during that time.
That's what mine was. Stability, like there's somebody there.
And that's when I decided, okay, I need this. Like
Well,
I need
maybe
this.
just maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this is a different plot twist of a question, but this is still from Kenna. Who was your first heartbreak and what happened? You can say the name and I'll bleep it out.
I'm gonna read my lips.
No, I'll bleep out your mouth.
A little blurb.
Yeah.
Heartbreak.
It could be a friend too. You can have friend heartbreaks.
I did have friend heartbreaks. I've become distant with a lot of my friends that I used to have. And that was also, honestly, it was just like all of my friends that I had from middle school, or elementary school to middle school to high school. Just kind of, I say evolved, we just grew apart. And I wasn't ready to let go yet, but I was like, I can't keep them here, because what's the point? Because they're just not going to want to hang out with me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can still like text those people and be like, hey, happy birthday.
Yeah.
And then when it's my birthday, they'll text me back. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had a true like romantic heartbreak.
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
That's good though.
But did it hurt?
Yeah,
yes.
but not.
But it was not more say the person. It was more say the the situation.
Yeah.
Not the specific person.
My first heartbreak, his name was Brock. I'll leave it out.
Name dropping here.
But we dated for about 10 months.
I think it was like 10 years.
No.
Girl,
I'm not even 21 yet. We dated for like 10 months, and he was just my first boyfriend, so I think that's why it was a heartbreak. Nothing really like terrible happened. It was just my first boyfriend, so it was a heartbreak. So then her third question was, would you move across the country? And if you would, where would you move to?
Does across country mean like the West Coast?
I guess.
I wouldn't move to California. I just don't like California.
I'd go back to Indiana. Or not Indiana. I'm from Indiana. I'd go to Arizona. Back there. I loved it there.
I'd go to North Dakota.
Isn't it cold?
Yeah. Skiing, snow.
Have you ever skied before?
No.
Yeah, so you can't say anything.
But I've ice skated and I love ice skating, so.
Okay. Sharon had a quick costume change.
I was pale.
It's okay.
I still look pale, but it's fine.
Okay, so I also asked my middle school girls, shout out to y'all, Green Bean Gals, you know who you are. They were my little group at church camp this last summer, and so I reached out to them and asked them to ask us questions, because I thought questions from middle schoolers to like college girls, I feel like that would be pretty interesting, or good solid questions.
Yeah.
Plus I knew they would write me questions, whereas I didn't know for sure if other people in my life would, but they all did. So one of the girls asks, what are some tips to always stay happy and not get drained from things like school? I feel like this kind of depends on who you are, but I would say finding something that grounds you. So like we both love reading. That's like our big thing. Mm-hmm. And that's something that just makes me feel relaxed and happy and chill.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like I use my brain too much when I'm reading. Like, okay, Now, mind you, if you're reading a high stakes fantasy where they're world building and there's politics and you're trying to grasp everything, your brain hurts. Because your girl right here gets headaches a lot.
She's talking about the book series that I'm literally reading right now that she started. Court of Thorn and Roses, 10 out of 10.
Throne of Glass. Haven't even finished the last book yet, but no, it's good. But like what this book, like books like Before the Coffee Gets Cold, or like short, kind of I say cozy. Like you don't have to use your brain power.
Like standalones.
Yeah, like standalone. Well, but Before the Coffee Gets Cold is like a
trilogy.
No,
right?
There's 4 books now.
Oh,
the 5th one's being translated. But like just books that don't have high stakes, just kind of mindlessly read on a page. Or coloring.
Yeah. Oh, I got a coloring app, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. It's called Coloring Book. And you just like, it's like the color by number type thing. Great for anxiety. And like I listen to audiobooks, that's my big thing. And I call my books my just shelf trophies because I primarily listen to audiobooks. But I'll like listen to it while I'm coloring. It's so relaxing. I don't know why, but that's a really relaxing thing.
Or video games. Not like, okay,
I disagree, but
not like Siege or like the like shooter like high intensity games.
like Mario Kart.
That's high intensity, girl.
Really?
For me,
Oh,
I have to win because I do win all the time.
We're different people.
But no, like Stardew Valley and like kind of like I say they're cozy again. It's like little tiny. She's a farmer. Like you're farming. It doesn't take a lot of brain power.
I guess that's true.
Or like watching little cozy things.
I guess I would classify. Oh, Wordle. Connections. New York
Connections
Times.
is stupid. Don't
I
put Connections
love
on there.
Connections.
This one today was stupid.
Okay, yeah, today's was stupid. I did do it at 2
I didn't do
a.m.,
it.
So like, my brain was like not working.
I got today's Wordle though on the last try.
Oh, me too on the last because the word didn't make sense.
The first 4 letters I got like 5 times.
And then it didn't matter because I couldn't. Anyway, Wordle. I love Wordle, word games, those types of things. Anything that can like use your brain, like it'll distract you.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that was long-winded.
That's okay.
This is random, but she said, what are some good movies and shows that you recommend? I don't really watch a lot of TV, but we both probably would recommend the Percy Jackson series.
The Percy Jackson
Lauren
series.
could talk about it all day long.
I love Percy Jackson series. I hope they redo it for 4 more seasons and then 5 seasons after that so they can do the Heroes of Olympus series. We do not talk about the Trials of Apollo in this household because it's devastating.
I watched the show on her behalf, but not really because I'm not a TV person. I'm more of a book person.
I like a lot of
but movies.
Time out.
I'm trying to think of like
movies. I don't watch a whole lot of movies. I watch more like video.
I like documentaries.
Series.
Oh, Band of Brothers. Now that's a really intense show. Do not recommend. Like for people that are high sensitive to that stuff, but it's really good show.
I mean, I watch Gilmore Girls. Like
Gilmore Girls is good too.
Friends,
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls is like the show that when you don't have anything else to watch, you can watch
that's
that.
what Friends is.
It's kind of like mindless.
Because we grew up on Friends. It's kind of.
I didn't grow up on Friends. I have never seen Friends.
Really.
Well,
you'll get to watch it with me because
I watch anime.
Yeah, she's an anime girl.
But the thing is, when you don't have brain power, you can't really read subtitles. Yeah. But
Full House is good, and that's my boyfriend's big one, and Big Bang Theory. Those are comfort shows.
Big Bang Theory is good. I know that entire intro because my parents watch it.
Yeah. But
like kids shows. I watch a lot of kids shows. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I do not watch those kinds of shows.
Troll Hunters, Legend of Korra.
I'm a Disney movie girly, like Pixar. Disney
Disney's
Pixar is a classic, I gotta say. I'll watch those all day long. So, our friend Noah, shout out to Noah, who's also potentially doing the music for the intro for our podcast, so that's pretty dope. He asked, so I'm a massive Harry Potter fan.
She's a shrine on her.
Shrine. That just sounds bad.
It's a shrine, girl. You have what? 1, 2 plushies, a Lego set, all of the book series, 2 special editions.
I have a quill now too.
A quill that
my old roommate got me.
Her.
And I also am like, but I have to say, I love Harry Potter. I have 24 pairs of socks. Like, I love Harry Potter.
The socks are another thing.
The socks are a whole nother thing.
Obsession.
But I will say, since I started reading A Court of Thorn and Roses, I love that series more. Like, I think those are my favorite books. Like, Harry Potter's my favorite childhood books, like children's books, because I classify them more as in children's. But, anyways,
Middle grade.
his question was Harry Potter house and why? Question mark. So, what is our Harry Potter house?
Yours is Hufflepuff, right? Slytherin?
Gryffindor.
That makes sense.
Does it? You just guessed who did.
Somebody we know is Hufflepuff. Who is it? I don't remember. Somebody we know is Hufflepuff.
I think Mac.
I think Michaela is Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
She seems like a Hufflepuff.
She would be a Hufflepuff. What are you, Ravenclaw?
Yep.
Too easy.
If anybody knew me in
Why?
high school, you would know.
Why? Because she's super smart. She's, like, insanely smart, and, like, I can't explain it. She's just really smart.
Thanks. That's all I wanted in high school was people to say me was smart.
Well, now I'll tell you. You're so smart. You're so smart.
Thanks.
I don't know why I'm a Gryffindor.
I'm book smart. I'm semi-street smart, but honestly, I might die on the streets.
I would survive on the streets.
You would help me survive.
I'd survive on the streets. I could.
Who was the Slytherin in our group? Who was it? Was it Cole?
Cole would be a Slytherin. Camden's Hufflepuff. Okay, so we both
Shout
our
them
boyfriends.
out.
We'll shout them out because my boyfriend definitely FaceTimed me while we were filming.
That was funny. You have to put that in the very end.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to.
That would be funny.
My boyfriend is named Camden,
Mine is named Cole.
and I'm sure they'll star on this podcast at some point because they're incredibly entertaining, or at least they think so. I mean, we do too, but
They are very entertaining.
yeah. So now you know who they are.
So we mentioned a lot.
So then Cole,
Speaking
of, he asked us. No, Camden did not ask questions. He failed. on
Boo.
that. Yeah. He wouldn't. He'd be like, I don't know. Anyways,
This one, Cole asked.
Cole's question, our friends like to come up with weird, controversial topics that aren't controversial, but they
But
make
make
them
them.
controversial. There was a discussion about a vacuum being called a sweeper,
Which technically is correct.
which
if,
is technically...
if Camden is over the age of 90.
Yes. But my boyfriend likes to call the vacuum a sweeper, and it was a big argument at lunch.
Multiple times, actually.
Multiple times.
And dinner.
But anyway, this is one of those same controversial, weird questions.
And controversial in the friend group.
Yeah, in the
Everybody has
friend
different
group, not in like life. But so Cole asked, you're given $5 million and you're immortal, but there's a snail that follows you around forever, and if it touches you, it kills you. What do you do?
I think I'm smart here, okay?
Lauren's interesting.
Because look, you don't need the $5 million. Get what? Like a glass container, okay? Like a glass, like Tupperware container, okay? You get the snail. You get somebody else who is not immortal, who will not die from touching the snail. Put the snail in the glass container, put a lid on it, duct tape the top on, voila, the thing cannot touch you, and you always know where it is.
I gotta say, I just wouldn't worry about it. Because
No.
the snail's not gonna catch up to me. Think about how slow a snail is.
Okay, whatever. But the thing is, at that point, you know where the snail is. There's no technicality saying the snail can erode glass. Will the glass eventually erode? Yes, but at that point, you just get another thing. Or, if you just want to be funny, blast the thing into space. Voila, problem solved.
I guess the only cool part about that is, like, when I'm ready to go to heaven and meet God, like, I can make that choice.
Yeah, you have the choice.
I have the choice.
Take the snail out and touch it.
Yeah.
And voila.
Well, if you take the snail
Everything's-
out, that would be touching it.
Whatever. Whatever. I think I'm smart for this, but apparently nobody else does. Because they're like, we had to touch it.
I
Who
just
idiot
wouldn't
said-
worry about the snail. We literally talked about this last night when we saw Cole's question.
I'm thinking outside the box here. Because everybody's like, well, just keep running or put it at the bottom of the ocean. No, just keep it in a container and it can't touch you through the glass. It's not touching you. Just keep it in the container. Or jar. Or can. I don't know. Just keep it somewhere where it can't touch you.
I just wouldn't worry about it. But that's just me. Okay. So now we are on to Drew. Shout out to Drew.
Drew.
He said, most embarrassing moment of your life.
I want you to go first because I don't know what I'm going to say. I have a lot of embarrassing moments. I am a little bit of an embarrassing person in general. In my lifetime. I mean, I've fallen up the stairs once, but that wasn't really embarrassing, like, in my life. Yeah, I fell up the stairs with my lunchbox and it went everywhere.
I have no idea.
School. I don't. The thing is, I block out those memories.
Yeah.
So they're no longer in my brain.
I feel like, oh my gosh, my ear just popped.
Can you hear it?
I can hear out of my ear. This is a big deal, guys.
She's been on her deathbed for about a day and a half now.
Oh my gosh, in every single way possible, too. Okay. I don't know.
I trip a lot over air.
Yeah.
Which is a thing. Or, honestly, sometimes I'll just say stupid things, like at lunch or something, and everybody laughs. That's really about it.
I'm trying to think.
Or I spill things.
I'm trying to think of a story. Like, of a really embarrassing moment.
Oh! I have an embarrassing moment from, like, childhood.
Well, go with that.
So...
Oh, wait, I have one. Okay. I ran out of storage, but it's fine. So...
Embarrassing story?
Yeah.
I ratted my mom out to the park ranger because she climbed a fence that she wasn't supposed to. And they came, well, she's back on the right side. And then the lady asked, how's it going over here? I said, my mom climbed that. Says a big do not enter sign. We didn't get in trouble, but the ranger laughed. They still hold that against me to this day, by the way.
I had a story in my head, but I got distracted because my phone ran out of storage. So, it's probably an army one. Most likely. My army stories are pretty interesting. Okay, I got one. It's not really embarrassing as much as, like...
I forgot about volleyball.
No, I'd say it's pretty embarrassing. So I was PG, which means you're platoon guide at basic. So that basically means the drill sergeant hires somebody to be the, like, person in charge of 40 people. I'm not really in charge of them. The drill sergeant's just telling me what to tell them, and I just tell them. It's a practice of, like, leadership. Anyway, so I had this role, and it was terrifying because I was, like, barely 18, and I'm in charge of 40 people, kind of, sort of.
Yep, right.
And, like, I just remember getting yelled at so much because I kept messing up, and I was so embarrassed. I remember one time she screamed, like, Alexander, you're skipping away from getting fired. And, like, I, like, cried, like, silently in my room about it so many times. And I remember begging my drill sergeant to fire me. And she said no. So, I wouldn't say that's embarrassing, but I remember that's the most flustered I had ever been, was during that time when I was trying to be in charge of 40 people. And that was, like, a month and a half.
I have volleyball ones. I mean, I've gotten hit in the head a lot. Those are kind of funny. Because when you're a middle, you don't play back row a lot. So when you do get hit in the head, it's kind of a big thing because you're not back row a lot. Or when you hit to the net. Or when you hit under the net as you're serving. No! I hit my coach in the face one time with a serve. At point.
That was a bad serve.
At point.
It had to have been a bad serve.
It was a bad serve, and it was literally right after she had said something about hitting people in the head. BB had way too many concussions. This was last season.
And you hit her.
I hit her straight, like, here in the face. I thought I was about to run for days. Thankfully, she was a nice enough coach and did not make me run. And I wanted to curl up into a ball and die.
I would understand that.
Next question, please.
So, Drew's second question was, thing you're most proud of. I would say being in the military. Yeah. I feel like that's pretty... Like, not a lot of people that are 20 years old can say that they joined the military at 17, they deployed, like they got to do a bunch of cool things. So yeah,
I would say playing college volleyball because only 7% of athletes actually go on to play college athletics, and that's at D1, D2, NAIA, JUCO, NCCAA.
Yeah,
that's like very few. It's weird because I was an athlete, so I know a bunch of athletes that are playing at Kentucky, Tennessee, and like NAIA places, right? But when you really think about it, there's so many other athletes just didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah, that would probably be it, though. I'd say
another one of my proudest moments was actually almost getting a scholarship to row in Virginia.
Have you ever rowed before?
Nope.
Okay.
I almost got recruited to row.
Interesting. And then Drew's third question. This is for our boyfriends, apparently, to help them out. But the question was, what is our dream dates? Probably, I'm a quality time person, but I love being outside and I love going on walks. So I'd probably say a hike. Like a hike, and then like one of my favorite things that my best friend from back home, her and I would go on hikes, and we'd go on a hike, and then in the middle of the hike we'd stop and like eat a snack or something. And I think that'd be fun to go do that with Camden, and hammock because we love hammocking. Yeah,
mine would have to be going to a bookstore.
I wouldn't want to go to a bookstore with Camden.
Well, because Cole listens to me rant about books.
Yeah.
And he'll like ask about them.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he might listen to me go on this book.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to buy the books. I would buy my own books. But
yeah,
a bookstore would be nice. Or ice skating, because I love ice skating. I wanted to be a figure skater at one point in my lifetime.
I'd love to see Camden ice skate.
I want to film that. Because I think it'd be funny. I want to see our entire
friend group.
All of them.
Okay. So
I'm surprisingly graceful on ice. Like I'm usually clumsy.
But you're not graceful in life.
No.
Nice. So the next set of questions is from Mac. I think I'll probably end it with these questions just because we've talked for a long time. There's some more, but so I will see. Okay, so I'm going to actually skip and go to one of my girls' questions from my middle school group and then go back up to Max because I like this question. But she said, what piece of advice would you give girls growing up into faith today? Like younger girls.
Don't look at the Instagram people and be like, I have to do that. You know, like all the book journal, the writing in your Bible. Now I write my Bible, but that's just because I don't want to have a separate book that I have to take with me with my Bible. I'd rather just take the Bible. And don't think you have to do anything that everybody else does.
Yeah.
Because believe me, I've tried it. It does not work unless you want it to. Unless you it's something you want to do. Mm-hmm. So don't think you have to tab every single little thing in your Bible. Or that you have to do things that you see other people do on Instagram. Yeah. Sure, it looks nice and pretty, but in all honesty, you don't have to do things that other people are doing.
I would say read your Bible would be like my big piece of advice. And ask questions. Because ultimately we don't know everything. But I definitely would also encourage you to get to know women that are older than you, that can mentor you and be there for you through your walk with faith. Because we love, I love Lauren, I love my friend Cora, but talking to your peers always isn't always what you need. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody that's a couple years older than you and has lived more life than you, and you can lean on them for wisdom and advice. But that would be my piece of advice with that. But now we can go to Mac's questions, because I love her questions too. But one of hers is, if you were remembered for only one thing, what would you want that one thing to be? I think I would want it to be, I have this dream of writing a book of my journey of faith and through the military and everything. That's ultimately his journey and his plan for my life and ultimately his story. And so I'd really like to write a book for that and I would love to be known as the person that shared her walk with God. I don't know why, but that's what I would pick.
I don't know.
Or as a really good mom and friend.
I don't know. I've always said I wanted to be known, but not famous. Like, I want to be known in my field of study.
Yeah.
Like, because at one point I want to do so many different sciencey things. I want to be so the person who studies, like, epidemiologist. And then I wanted to be a biologist.
Ravenclaw.
And then I wanted to be I actually, one time I wanted to be a cancer research biology person. Then athletic training. Like, I wanted to be the best at the thing I did. But now, I think it's more so just, like, kindness, I guess.
Mhm.
Because I always get the things from the teachers. You were a pleasure to have in class.
Yeah.
But I would just want everybody to know that I was kind.
Yeah. One of my other middle school girls asked, what is something or someone that has helped you throughout your life? I guess I'll answer both of those, something and someone. Someone, probably my parents. They have been there for everything. Something, I would say, my faith, probably. That's a cliche answer, but...
Someone, maybe my sister.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know, love you, Mackenzie.
Oh.
But
I mean, my sisters too.
she's goofy. Even if she threatened to never to stop breathing, I still love you. To get your way. Something. My little teddy bear.
Oh, that's so
Well, I think
wholesome.
I was like not even double digits yet, but I take it with me everywhere I go. Like, sleeping wise. Obviously, I don't take it to class with me. That would be just a little weird.
We do carry our books with us everywhere, though. That's a comfort. Ooh,
That's just
emotional
habit.
support water bottles.
The water bottle, yes.
Isn't that? I think that's a thing.
That's a thing.
I feel like
When
that's
you don't have
100%
it, you're
a
like
thing.
reaching for it, and you're like, it's not there. I always have a thing that I have water bottles in my car. My sister used to used to have corn in her car, like cans of corn. So if you get stuck on the side of the road,
That's
I have a bunch of blankets in there
very Indiana thing
too.
of you to do.
My sister doesn't. I have water and I have blankets.
Why cans of corn? Why not cans of tuna?
Ask her.
Cans of tuna, Mackenzie, would be more like protein packed, whereas like, what is corn gonna do? That's not even a good vegetable. It's like, it tastes good, but it's not like nutritionally good.
You can't digest it. It goes straight through your body.
So, like, my question, why corn?
I think it was just because I didn't think she could get her hands on it.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Rich.
Okay, so my friend Asher asked a sweet question, and I love it. It's, what makes you so happy that you smile until your face hurts? I'd honestly probably say... I'd probably say... there's like a bunch of different little things, though. Probably, well, one, my boyfriend. He can make me smile until my face hurts. Easy. Mm-hmm. My friends. Any of my friends. Our whole friend group can do that to me. And
sometimes you can't breathe at lunch.
Yeah, and you can't breathe because you're wheezing so hard. Those are my favorite. But then there's also things like running. You get that runner's high, or you like have been going to the gym and you feel good about yourself, or a book is so good that you're just like, like.
I don't stop till my face hurts from those.
Yeah.
But I get like feelings in my head.
Yeah.
Because actually, did you know? Fun fact. That whenever you're reading or you're watching a movie, your brain cannot differentiate between the fictional feelings and your actual feelings.
No, I believe that 100%.
No, it's like scientific, like it's proven.
Do you get that feeling?
Don't fact check me. But it's like, because you get emotionally attached to like characters and stuff in books, and so like when that character dies, or like, because you get, when you get embarrassed, when things embarrassing are happening in the book or on the screen. It's because your brain doesn't know how to differentiate the emotions. It can differentiate the like situations.
Is that
like,
why?
It knows it's fiction, but
is that why, like, when I come out of reading my books, and I've been reading a book for like 3 hours, like I feel out of it?
Yeah.
Because I've been like, and I feel tired, like exhausted, like drained from reading a book.
Our brains are weird.
Yeah.
Fun fact. I have fun facts for days.
Yeah.
It's just something tries to trigger it, and then I remember them.
I was literally like on my knees in the bathroom earlier, dying, and Lauren is like whispering fun facts to me as like every time I open the door. She goes,
It's a defense mechanism.
she's like, are you okay? Do you need anything? And then she like brings up some random topic, and I'm like, hey, whatever works.
It's a defense mechanism.
Okay.
Like, to distract. I didn't answer.
Oh no, you didn't. Let's answer.
Some just, honestly, it's not like a specific thing. I can't remember the big things. Oh, no, I do. My family. But
Yeah.
not like in like the kissy way,
But in the
we bully each other.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because me and my sister are dying in the backseat. My parents are driving and we don't know what's happening.
Your sister is so funny.
Yes, she is.
She's so funny.
I think she has made me funny. I say I get all of my humor from her.
I get all my humor from my sisters.
Okay, look. I was the smart, emotionally not there person, and she was the also smart, but like the goofy kind of sassy one. She gave me all of my stuff, all of my.
My sisters are just
brain things.
Dark humor, and they just tell you how it is, and I think that's where I get my tell you how it is attitude from. That doesn't always work out.
That's always when I come back from like my family, even like. It's like when I come back from my grandparents, I have a really deep Southern accent. When I come back from my home, like my family, I say family, like my mom, my dad, my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I am very sarcastic and very like quick with the replies because Mackenzie does that. Mackenzie will snipe you no scope. Like she will get you quick.
I'm really bad at reading sarcasm. And reading.
Sometimes
I'm really bad at it.
I'm better at it now. That's why sometimes I have to go back.
Yeah, because I don't get it. So I'm going to end it with this final question because it's a good, serious question. And I think we could wrap up from here. But this question is, being raised in faith, how has that impacted the way you think? 100% probably how I think about like things that are out of my control, where like, because for some reason, just when you're raised in faith and you're raised following Jesus and learning who this man is and what he did for us when he came down, the gospel, when you're learning about the gospel as you grow up, you like start, it just sounds like stories when you're a kid, and then like as you get older you start to realize like that foundation that those stories were building in your life that you didn't recognize. And so I would say that the way that's impacted the like how I process things is like when something feels very out of my control, like how can I process it, how can I deal with it in a healthy way. And a lot of it comes back to like he knows everything before I do, so like I have nothing to fret about and worry about, because I think that's like my biggest struggle is worry and fear and not being in control. And so learning to understand that he is always in control and he always has me, that's probably the way that it's impacted my thinking.
Because growing up, well, this also is like a family virtue thing. You're taught like, again, kindness, patience, and like all those things, and that there is a higher being. You see on like Instagram all the time the video of like the preachers on camp, like big college campuses, and the people are just like bashing the guy, like just they're asking loaded questions.
Yeah,
they're asking questions that obviously you can't change their mind about it because they have their opinion made up. So it was always, I guess, confusing when people just don't have an open mind to things.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I believe there's God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, the Bible, all that thing, all the good stuff. But also, it's not bad to learn about other religions.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you believe them.
Yeah.
And there are some Christians out in the world that are like, why are you learning about this? Because I feel like they think learning equates to believing.
Yeah.
Like Scientology, there's the whole Scientology thing. I believe science is a real thing. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, gravity, velocity, biology, DNA type stuff. Do I believe all of the Scientology stuff? No.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between being open-minded and being influenced.
Yeah. I'd say that we, as Christians, tend to be portrayed as hypocritical and judgy and not open-minded, very closed-minded. And that's one thing that I've started to like figure out when I joined the military of like, why does it matter? Like, why can't we all just like get to know each other, hear each other's stories, like be open-minded, recognize that like it's not, there's not a right way, I guess. I mean, like what we believe we think is the right way, but what they believe they think is the right way.
Yes, and
So I think there just needs to be open conversation.
yeah, and there's the, like, we cannot turn people to Christianity.
Mm-mm.
We can plant the seed,
Yeah.
and then they turn because God works through them.
It's
And
God.
God works through us, but we as human beings cannot force people
No.
to be Christian.
No.
That's why being I feel like our generation is doing a really good thing of like just putting it out there and not shoving it down people's throats.
Yeah.
As soon as you start shoving it down people's throats, they're going to start fighting back.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you just put it on a platter and say, here's all the good things that I know to be true.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take the platter and survey, eat, digest.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, there's not much else I can do.
Yeah.
If you do, I'll bring you another platter.
Yeah.
I like metaphors with the kids too.
Yeah.
So, open-mindedness is the thing. It just confuses me how close-minded a lot of people are. But what are you blowing?
This is the Out of Pocket Podcast.
Yes. As you can tell.
As you can tell.
From the
We would just like to say that we love you all. And we appreciate
and thank
everyone that is listening, watching, supporting.
like, subscribe, comment down below.
Oh my gosh.
Come on now.
I promised I would not say that. But we did. So do it.
I never promised.
This is
You
literally.
don't actually have to. That was a joke.
But you can.
/J.
Bye guys.